We're so grateful to have welcomed to Central Kentucky this morning the United States Secretary of Transformation, the Honorable Sean Duffy. Sean and I served 8 years together in the U.S. House, where Sean was usually sitting just a few seats away from me in the House Financial Services Committee. He's a patriot, he loves our country, and he's doing an absolutely fantastic job for President Donald Trump as Transportation Secretary. We welcomed him this morning pursuant to an invitation that I've extended multiple times. And thanks to his visit and thanks to the work of the Congress and this administration, this airport, the Bluegrass Airport, is ready for takeoff. And I say that because as a result of the President and the Secretary's leadership and because of our partnership in the Congress, we were able to provide $12.5 billion in additional investment in America's infrastructure system, especially in air traffic control technology and for airport upgrades around this country as part of the Working Families Tax Cut Bill. As a result of that legislation and the partnership with Secretary Duffy, we're announcing $17 million in additional upgrades from that legislation that will be invested here at LEX to modernize the air traffic control system. Already installed new radios. We're installing brand new surface awareness initiative, install new radars, replace displays for controllers, installing a new tower simulation system, and install new IP voice switches. This is a down payment on what is ultimately needed here, and we spent the morning with Eric Frankel, the CEO of the airport, and Secretary Duffy discussing the long-term needs on infrastructure in this airport, and that is a brand new air traffic control tower. The administration is making a request to Congress to provide additional funding for new air traffic control tower infrastructure all over the country, and we're going to be working towards that ultimate goal. The investment we're announcing today is a bridge to that future, and we are looking forward to that. In addition to the $17 million being invested here, we're also announcing an investment of $3.8 million from the United States Department of Transportation, part of that Working Families Tax Cut Bill that I was proud to support. And that will upgrade public restrooms to make them more family-friendly. That's part of Secretary Duffy's family-friendly initiative. And I can tell you that Davis and I, as proud parents of a 9-month-old baby girl, we're very appreciative of those family-friendly spaces in the new airport. So with that, I want to first introduce the CEO of the airport, Eric Frankel, to talk more about the plans, the infrastructure upgrades here at the Bluegrass Airport, and our conversation with Secretary Duffy this morning. Please welcome to the podium, Eric Frankel.
So this is a really, really important day for the airport, and so grateful, first of all, to Congressman Barr for arranging this. And obviously, it's an honor to have Secretary Duffy, Secretary of Transportation Duffy, come to Lexington. And today, we focused on the air traffic control tower. As many of you are already aware, we have spent the last couple of years preparing for a pretty significant investment in the terminal building, which involves the relocation of the air traffic control tower. We call that Future Lex. We're very excited about where this is going for the next generation. That's going to be a significant investment that the local community will make. But the air traffic control tower is a federally funded facility, so we cannot control that ourselves. And so we need support of the federal government. And Congressman Barr has been a great supporter for years now for the airport, and actually has been very instrumental in inviting Secretary Duffy to join us today. So we are super excited about the announcements made today, about the investments that are going to be made in the interim or as a first step to the tower, the investments that are being made to the terminal itself to bridge that gap before we can get to that new concourse. But this is a great day for Lexington, and we're so happy to be here and so happy that you're here to join us. We're also really happy. We spent a lot of time today talking about infrastructure all over the Commonwealth, all kinds of infrastructure, roads, bridges, river ports. And Secretary was awesome, listened to everyone today, and we felt like it was a really, really good investment of time. So thank you very much, Congressman Barr, and thank you very much, Secretary Duffy.
Thank you. Thank you. And as I said, we're so grateful to have with us in the Commonwealth of Kentucky my good friend, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation. I'll have to say, the only time that I've ever been grumpy with my good friend Sean was when his Wisconsin Badgers took out our Kentucky Wildcats in the 2015 Final Four. But he's going to make it up to us here with this visit to the Commonwealth, and he's doing a great job for our president, for our country, and we're so grateful for the broad conversation that we had with all industries in transportation in Kentucky earlier today. Kentuckians for Better Transportation, they were here, the road contractors, the Short Line Railroad, R.J. Corman, the Inland Waterway, Marine Transportation industry was here. Manufacturing, Toyota was here as well. We had a great conversation about the priorities and the needs of the Commonwealth, including CVG and SDF. And so with that, please welcome to the podium the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy.
Well, first, it's great to be here in Lexington, and I appreciate Andy's invitation. As he mentioned, we have been longtime friends. We served on financial services together, a couple seats away, and I have the utmost respect for him, not because he's just a friend of mine, but I see good congressmen and I see less good congressmen and how they operate. In someone who advocates and fights for his district, he has been remarkable. And you do that by being really smart, and you do that by building really good relationships with people in Congress so you can get things done. And he has been one of the outstanding members of the House. I have no idea why he wants to go to the Senate, but he does, and he'll make a great senator for your great state. And you are used to powerful leadership in Kentucky. You are used to that. And that's what Andy will continue to deliver for your state based on what I've seen as how he operates in the House. We're here at the airport. I want to talk about what's happening. You've seen that we got $12.5 billion, and I want to thank Congressman Barr, I call him Andy, for his leadership in making sure we got the money, $12.5 billion. This is a historic investment in aviation. The FAA has been talking for 30 years about the next generation of air traffic and air traffic control and new software and new equipment. And for 30 years, nothing has been built for you. Well, we've had some incidents where we see the age, the wear and tear of our air traffic control system, and the Congress was willing to take a leap of faith that the DOT and the FAA would actually build on your behalf. And I want to thank Andy for taking that leap of faith, making sure we had that $12.5 billion in this historic investment. And so what we're doing is across the national airspace, everywhere, we're deploying new radar, new radios, new surface awareness systems, new telecom, new voice switches. Some of you guys aren't old enough, but think back to the rotary phone. When I was young, I remember the little rotary phones. You probably see them in a museum now, right? Really old technology, and the little copper wires that ran your rotary phones, that's what runs your air traffic control system. Everyone has gone from this copper that's decades old. They've all moved to fiber. Everyone has gone from analog to digital, but we haven't. So with the money that Andy got us, we are going to make this switch over from analog to digital, from copper to fiber. Your airport is already done. We transferred the copper to fiber. And by the way, when we get to fiber, we have to slow the speeds down so the equipment still works with the high-speed fiber to make the equipment think it's still analog. But we're 60% done with that. Once we get this completed, we're going to start switching over from analog to digital. It will be a brand new air traffic control system, state-of-the-art equipment in America. And on top of that, we're about to deploy new software. So think about this. You get a brand new computer, no software, state-of-the-art, brand new cool computer. You put Windows 95 in that computer, and that awesome new computer with all the best equipment, it will operate like a Windows 95 computer. But it's ready for really great software, the newest software. That's what we're doing here. We're building you a new system, and then we're going to deploy new software into that system, which is going to drive additional safety, but more efficiency, giving you less delays, less cancellations, better performance of our airspace. I couldn't do that without the resources that have been given to me from Congressman Barr. We are fully engaged. We are blessed to have a president who loves aviation, who has been 100% supportive. This is just the beginning. Now, I started a year ago when I got the money. This project will be done by the end of 2028. Like, if you go, I know we don't see controllers, the men and women who operate in our towers and TRACONs and centers, but if you ever have a chance to talk to one and ask them, what is the FAA and the DOT doing? How fast are they moving? Is this abnormal? They'll be like, we have seen nothing like this. This is remarkable what's happening in aviation. I want to talk about your tower, because I've heard about your tower for years from Andy, and it was great to finally come here and see it, and he's right. You do need a new tower. But what you're going to have, which is going to be hooked up and deployed in the next month, 30 days, is a surface awareness system. So the question is, what is that? So if you think of, I'm in a tower, I'm looking out my great windows. Well, what happens at night? What happens when weather rolls in? What happens when fog rolls in if you can't see? Controllers have a very difficult time seeing the field and the aircraft in vehicles. And so this surface awareness system for the airplanes and the vehicles that broadcast, they can see it on their screen. They can see where everything is on the field, and then therefore they can control the field much better. It's another piece of technology that drives safety in your community, which is what we're all about. That's the number one mission we have, is safety. And then after that, we drive efficiency. We're going to continue, Congressman Barr and I continue to work together on the additional funds that are necessary. I heard a lot today about you being a corridor of commerce. I think the quote was that you can reach 2/3 of the American population from right here within a day's drive. Is that the right stat?
Right.
Okay. It's trucking, roads, rail, ports. So we had I appreciate you putting such a great group of people together, Andy, that I could get a great readout of what's happening, what's going well, what do you need investments in, and we can have a holistic conversation, because when your infrastructure works well, with that comes jobs, with that comes investment, and economic opportunity. And that's what this is about, making sure we make smart, sound investments that drive economic growth, that gives more opportunity and higher paying jobs for the community of Lexington, but also the broader region here in Kentucky as a whole. So I want to thank you, Andy, for inviting me. I look forward to we're planning on, I'm like, hey, I'm here for like a morning. We had dinner together last night in a morning. I'm like, I got to come back. And he's like, well, October is a great time. So I think I'm going to come back in October, and we're going to see more of the state together. But thank you. You have this is not aviation, but I go to a lot of places, and what I've found in your community, you have really, I'm from Wisconsin. We're really nice in Wisconsin. You're challenging our really niceness in Kentucky, really good people. And it's been an honor to be here, and the welcome that I've received from all of you, I'm grateful for, and made me feel at home. And it's a testament to the community in which you live, the good people that live here and work here and invest here. Something you all got to be so proud of, and I know you are proud to represent the community and hopefully the whole state, Andy. So thank you for having me. I know that we'll take some questions for either of us, but thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The secretary and I will take a few questions.
Recent years, can you address safety concerns that regular people may be having?
Yeah, it's a good question. The question is on safety concerns in aviation. And I would just tell you that we have the safest aviation system in the world, bar none. By the way, we also have the busiest. No one flies as much as America flies. Like, doesn't come close. We fly more commercially and with general aviation than anyone. And it is the safest, best system compared to everybody in the world. And we have the best controllers in the world. But what I see is the age of the system, not where we are today, but where are we going to be 10 and 15 years from now. And it's not just the aircraft that we control today. Those aircraft, if we project out 10 and 15 years, it's going to grow exponentially. But on top of that, you're going to have drones that are going to be deployed into our airspace commercially. We're going to have eVTOLs. These are the advanced air mobility, the vertical lift vehicles. Not sure if you've seen those yet. They're starting to fly next month. But those you're going to see be deployed into the airspace. So what we're doing is building you a brand new air traffic control system with state-of-the-art equipment, and then we're going to deploy state-of-the-art technology and software to better manage it. And that's going to make the system even safer. But the efficiency, reducing the delays and the cancellations, that's what's key. So listen, I fly all the time. I fly with my kids. I don't have a concern on the safety. But I do have a concern about if we don't do this now, what do we leave the next generation? What happens in 10 and 15 years from now? And if we look, our forefathers, there were investments made for us that we didn't pay for. They made them. We have to make these investments to make sure we maintain that safety culture for the next generations of flyers and what's going to come with increased capacity. So 100% our system is safe. And we're just going to make it safer and more efficient and more resilient.
New software that's going to be implemented both here at the Bluegrass Airport and across the country. Often with new technology and software, there are bugs or quality checks or the testing or rollout that'll happen with that new software.
That's a really great question. We test and test again over and over again. So with the software that we're going to deploy, it will be a slow rolling deployment. And what we're doing is it's software that's going to help manage trajectories, help manage how we deal with storms and weather. In weather, if it comes in, we do blanket shutdowns. And if sometimes your airport is shut down because weather rolled through and you look out the window and it's clear skies and the airport is still shut down, we can navigate weather better with these systems and find safe pathways to fly and keep keep airplanes moving as compared to what we do today. But what's key to know is with the new software, our air traffic controllers are still going to be controlling traffic in our system. We're going to give them additional tools. And as we slow roll it and train on it, we feel like we are going to be able to do it very safely. But even listen, we're keeping airplanes in the air and we're changing out your systems, right? That's why it's complicated. That's why no one's ever done it, right? It's not an easy endeavor. But I think America expects us to take on hard problems, solve them, resolve them, and invest and keep you all safe when you fly. So you don't even know what's being deployed in your community because we're doing it so well, so safely, that you don't know the difference.
Recently, you had success with a hiring campaign, hiring gamers. I think 94% of your hiring goal. Kind of a two-part question. Are you going to be scaling back hiring for air traffic controllers? And then also, are any of those gamers coming to the Bluegrass Airport?
So thank you for that question as well. Want a job? As you all know, we're short air traffic controllers. And so what I've done to make up that difference is, one, try to surge controllers into our academies. So I get more controllers getting through the academy, getting into towers, and getting certified. I've also asked our really experienced and best air traffic controllers who come to the age of retirement, some of them still very young, they could be 51, 55. I said, hey, if you'll stay on the job and not retire, I'll offer you a 20% upfront cash bonus for every year that you stay. They're the best. I don't want them to leave. I'll pay them. Come on, don't go. Serve your country. But what we've done is said, hey, controllers, what do you have in your background? are really good controllers. We want to know, where do they come from? Because there's like no rhyme or reason what makes a good air traffic controller. And what we found was our air traffic controllers, almost universally, were gamers, which you might go like, what the, huh? Well, if anyone's a gamer, I'm not, but you're doing multiple things at the same time. You're solving problems. There's hand-eye coordination. And if you think about that, it's actually what an air traffic controller is doing. So those who are gamers, by the way, before we found gamers, want to know who else is really good at air traffic control? Is a short order cook, right? Because a short order cook is taking information in and they're doing multiple things at the same time and passing information along. I don't know, but those kind of experiences with a really smart individual set them up well to be an air traffic controller. And so we did a campaign. We had over 12,000 applicants in less than 24 hours with this campaign. 8,000 were qualified. We're going to get over 2,000 controllers through the academy this year. Now, I want to give you guys one piece and then we'll close it. So once you get through the academy, and let's say you come to Lexington and you train up at Lexington, and you want to go to, I'll pick Wausau, Wisconsin, where I was a member of Congress in, you want to transfer to that tower. Well, you just don't get to say, I'm going to transfer and I'm a controller. You have to get certified in that airspace. So, and that can take 6 months, that can take a year. So if you're an air traffic controller in Chicago and you want to go to Miami, right? One of the most complicated airspaces is Chicago. When you go to Miami, it's going to take you a year and a half to 2 years to get certified in Miami. Even though you know the airspace in Chicago, you don't know the Miami airspace, and so it takes time to train. So I get young people out of the academy, and then they have to go out around America to our different facilities, and then they have to get trained up in that airspace that they're going to manage. And so there's a little bit of a lag time that we have, right? Also, as I'm going to deploy new radios and new radar, people don't have these on their shelves, right? We're the biggest airspace in the world. So when I say we're going to invest, because Andy gave me the money, $12.5 billion, I got to put an order in, and they got to make radar for us, right? By the way, all those radars are going to be made in America, right? American jobs. All those radios have to be made for our order. And so it takes a little bit of time. And during that time, we prep for the deployment, which, by the way, again, you guys have your radios here. But across the country, as these products become available, they're deployed. So this has never happened before. This is one of the biggest builds in America that are happening. One of the most transformative builds that is happening in America is what's happening in aviation. Ask pilots or people who fly that hate Donald Trump and hate Sean Duffy. They'll go, hey, it's pretty good what they're doing. I actually appreciate it, because what we're doing is bipartisan. There's no partisanship around safe aviation. There's no partisanship around roads or bridges. It's American infrastructure, which is why so many people have been supportive and helpful in leaning into this effort. So,
one thing on the workforce. I want to add one thing on the workforce question. The purpose of today's meeting, in part, was also to showcase how Kentucky is contributing to the solution to supplement Secretary Duffy's work and the administration's work. And so we had with us at our roundtable President David McFadden of Eastern Kentucky University, where he was able to share with the Secretary the terrific aviation program where we're providing aerospace professionals to the workforce, where we do have a shortage of professionals, pilots, but also Dr. McFadden was able to share that EKU aspires to add an air traffic control school to help with that workforce shortage.
yeah, awesome. Listen, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, appreciate it.